week with one eye open, I'm probably going to be gripping my pillow tight because, like, your eye's going to dry out and it's going to hurt. Oh, hi! Welcome to another episode of a Starter and a Chaser podcast. I am Jon Passow.
And I'm Chmieleski, also known as Chema, filling in for Joe Clarke today.
And today, Chem, we have a most metal beer. Enter Night Pilsner from Arrogant Consortia. This is Metallica's collab beer with them, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's a hoppy Pilsner, 5.7% ABV. Now, Chem is one of the most metalhead of metalheads that I have ever seen listen to metal. You have a radio station on WCSB where you do a show, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's that one called?
Into the Void is the name of the radio show on WCSB.
And you're the metal director
of the radio station, yeah. Music genre director, metal director.
This guy knows everything about heavy metal, so I'm sure he's going to be able to tell us some cool things about my favorite heavy metal group, Metallica. But first, we got to get down to the important stuff. Let's crack this open,
All right, sounds good.
So do you know when Metallica formed originally?
1981, I think, and
San Francisco?
Well, James and Lars are originally from Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Then they relocated to San Francisco for a couple of years because that brand of heavy metal, speed metal or thrash metal, seemed to be more popular in the Bay Area than in Los Angeles, where you had a lot of like the glam hair metal bands. It was kind of the big Motley Crue and Rad and that type of stuff was kind of bigger down there. So yeah, that's the short history of the formation of Metallica.
And by the way, the short history of Arrogant Consortium was it's an offshoot of Stone Brewing Company down in San Diego, California.
One of my favorite breweries.
Yeah, one of my favorites as well. They did the offshoot of Arrogant Consortia back in 2015 for all their Arrogant brands, Double Bastard, Arrogant Bastard.
Arrogant Bastard, the flagship beer for the offshoots. And yeah,
and
one of Stone and one of Stone's and now Arrogant Consortia's most well-known, recognizable beers.
Yeah, and now, of course, enter Night with Metallica. All right, Chem, give this a nose.
Let's have a look at it first.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice, clear, pale yellow.
Yeah, everything you would expect from a Pilsner. Now, this is a hoppy Pilsner, though, so I'm wondering if you're going to get more hops on the nose than typically find in this style.
There's definitely some like bready malts, not sweet.
Okay.
Maybe just a slight zest, I would say.
Like an orange zest or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very subtle, but it's there. And I'm picking up, I'd say, like some herbal and floral hop notes.
Okay.
With this.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it right now.
Well, I think we should
dive
right in then.
Spot on for the style with the aroma. So.
Prost.
Ein Prosit.
The nice part about this beer is Metallica, from what I've read, has been very hands-on with the brewing of this beer and every process.
Formulating the recipe,
trying things, helping brew, from what I understand. But watching the video with Greg, the founder of Stone, it seemed that Lars was kind of the one that really spearheaded the project. For those that don't know Metallica, Lars Ulrich is their drummer. So it seemed like he was the one that was really like full-blown hands-on with this one. What do you think of this?
I'd say the malt base is very spot on for the style. Bready malts, a little bit of zest.
It's still crisp.
Crisp, absolutely.
Yeah.
Although crisp for me is more of a descriptor I use for the mouthfeel as opposed to the flavor. But yes.
Oh,
crisp,
well, yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Very good point. Yeah, it's definitely has some huge hop notes to this. For a Pilsner, I mean, this is like, I don't know, pale ale, almost IPA level.
I'd say, yeah, definitely hoppier, noticeably hoppier than this style typically is.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's like an IPL, India Pale Lager.
Not quite.
Not quite, yeah.
I was going to say, being though the brewery that this is from,
Mhm.
the hoppiness does not come as any surprise to us.
Yeah.
Stone and then Arrogant Consortia are known for being lovers of the hop. in their
Palate
beers.
crushingly
Yes.
hop. Yeah, they're one of the original breweries out there that just did West Coast style and just
Clonk your
overhopped
tongue
everything.
over the head,
But in a
taste buds
good
of your
way.
tongue
They were
over the head, yeah.
unabashedly hoppy, hence the arrogant part of Arrogant Bastard and everything. And this is not the first beer that Metallica has, not first beer, but first alcohol product that Metallica has done.
Okay.
They've got a blackened whiskey as well.
I've heard about
Yeah.
that. I've not had it, but I've seen advertisements for it and whatnot.
I would love to review that sometime because apparently they bombard either the barrels or the tank with different Metallica songs. So it's like a sonically infused whiskey.
See how the yeast react to that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that
Yeah.
is. Mm.
And I was going to mention there's other a lot of bands, and especially heavy metal bands, even some punk bands, have done beers with different breweries. There's of course the Iron Maiden beers are pretty well known.
Robinson
And I think
Brewery
there's
did that.
at least
Yeah.
4 different ones that I know of off the top of my head. 4 different variants
Mhm.
of those, and there's a Motorhead beer. I can't remember what brewery that's
Really?
with off the top of my head, which actually I haven't had. So.
Mhm.
And if you're out there and you want to donate a bottle of the Motorhead beer to the podcast, we'd love to review it.
Send us a comment, send us an email. Who did, we have a local brewery here in Cleveland. Was it Goldhorn?
Oh
that
yeah,
does-
Goldhorn.
Yeah, they team up with a lot of local.
They have a lot of heavy metal themed beers.
Mhm.
They did one specifically with the Cleveland metal band Destructor, the Hopping Evil, which is a tribute to a Destructor song, Pounding Evil. That's good IPA that you and I shared some months back.
So
that I
basically,
enjoy.
the point is, it seems like alcohol and heavy metal come hand in hand, and a lot of breweries really love heavy metal.
Oh, yeah,
And being a brewer myself, I'm a huge fan.
And Three Floyds has done quite a few as well. I know of
Mhm.
heavy metal themed beers with different
Absolutely.
bands and
Absolutely. The more I'm drinking this, the more that my palate is kind of getting adjusted to that hop note. And I'm getting a little bit more of that bready malt base to this that you were talking about
Mhm.
originally. Overall, what are your final thoughts on this, Jim?
I like it. It's very good. I'm a big fan of this brewery. Pilsners are a style that I think I've come to appreciate more as I've gotten a little bit older. Kind of when I first started getting the craft beers, I just I wanted the IPAs and the porters and the barley wines and the
Go
big
extreme.
Belgians.
High
But as
alcohol.
I've gotten older, I can appreciate the subtleties of a beer like this. I think a little bit more than maybe 10 years ago. How about you?
I love this. To quote Lars Ulrich, "Enter night, people. God damn, that's drinkable." And it really is. It's crisp, but still has a malt backbone to stand up to all those hops. And it is hoppy, which eats into the drinkability just a little bit, but not a lot. This, I think, will
This
satisfy.
might not be the best gateway beer if you were going to introduce somebody who's a drinker of just the American macro lagers. And you said, here,
I
try
would
something
agree.
more crafty. I might not recommend this as a first gateway beer just
gateway
because
beer.
of the hop level.
But if you are
other than
into,
that,
if
or
you
you're
are
into hoppy beers,
into
yeah.
hoppy beers or either pale ales, then I definitely would recommend this. That's a real good point.
And I was going to say it's got a crisp, I'd say medium body mouthfeel, moderate carbonation, so
I'm getting a little fruitiness now that it's warming up.
some like lemony zest, maybe just a hint
Yeah, a
of
little,
orange
little
rind.
orange. Yeah, a little orange in there too. Well, anyways, we can go on and on about this beer, but this is very impressive. Cheers, Metallica. You did a product that really stands up to your name. Thanks for everything you do. Stone, Arrogant Consortia. Another home run with the
Absolutely,
hoppy
yes.
beers, man. So cheers.
Another home run with this one, I would say.
Yes. Roast. So, Metallica, beer, Death Magnetic. Death Magnetic. I didn't know, Death had poles.
Yeah.
Is it Ferris? Is Death